So, okay, going in for those of you guys that don't know, the Creator Clash is a boxing event that Idubbbz has done. This will be the third one. And it's basically it's a content creator celebrity boxing match. Like a whole bunch of content creators go and they have boxing matches. And this is the third one. The second one did so poorly that Idubbbz had to pay like $250,000 of it out of his own pocket. And bear in mind, this is a charity fight. Supposedly all proceeds after paying off things like the arena costs, paying the fighters, and all that stuff, it goes to charity. No gore. This is new. This is something new that just popped today with this.
Cheer 100. I have now donated more than CC2.
You might have. Yeah, this is a brand new update on it where they may have broken they may be violating the law. They're pulling some shit now that actually could be illegal. So I saw a brief thing about it. Rev obviously is going to get more into it. I am intrigued. So let's check it out. Shall we? And yes, I already took care of the alerts.
Hey, what's up guys, Rev here. So today we're going to be once again talking about Creator Clash 3 because there's been some very big rumors surrounding this event, including one of the boxers participating in this event stating that the event has now been delayed, sparking massive backlash among the supporters of this event. Many people demanding refunds and receiving none of which has caused.
And here's why that's a problem. Rev will undoubtedly go into this, but I want to say first, because it's my stream. By law, if there is a change to an event such as the Creator Clash 3, i.e., one of the main events changes people that are boxing, by law, you have to give money. You have to refund anybody that asks for a refund. If you change something about the event, you legally have to provide a refund if asked for one. That is by law. So just to preface this.
Caused even more controversy as the creators of this event and the now founders of the event, Idubbbz and his wife Anissa, have remained silent regarding these recent developments and have also bailed out arguing on Twitter. Now let's get into the very controversial situation involving this that also has some legal implications for people involved with the creation of this event. Of course, it's ran by Idubbbz and his wife Anissa. They created Creator Clash back a few years ago. The first one was very successful. The second one was not financially successful for them, but they embarked on a third.
Nick Idubbbz made an announcement that he said they're stepping back from Creator Clash. Basically, they bailed out. Because when Idubbbz's Content Cop came out and all the shit that came with it, he bailed. He's saying, I'm taking a step back. You know, he was stepping away from it. But the fact is, he bailed out. Because it's doing terribly. The sales of it, we've done reacts to earlier stories on this. The ticket sales for this are as bad or worse than the ticket sales of Snow White. Like we saw how many tickets were sold for this. Comparatively speaking, it's as bad or worse than the ticket sales of Snow White at theaters. That's how bad it is. Like, it's terrible. They are not going to be recouping any costs. They'll be lucky if they can pay their FIDOs at this point. They'll be lucky if they can pay for the venue. Like Brad was saying, for the second Creator Clash, he was $250,000 in the hole that he had to pay out himself because they didn't make money. I don't think any money even went to the charity. For Creator Clash 2, they couldn't even donate any money to charity because they didn't make enough of the money. After they took care of paying for all of their costs, paying the fighters, paying the venue, etc., they still had to pay in an additional $250,000, so the charity got nothing. And I think they're even deeper in the red this time than they were for the second Creator Clash. It's fucking bad.
This was announced a few months ago. As you can see, people were very thrilled about this event. A lot of people were caught by surprise given the fact that the previous Creator Clash didn't even make enough revenue to generate any sort of profit, let alone have any sort of expendable amount of money for charity, which is kind of the main crux they use as a defense for this event, saying, oh, don't criticize this. This is an event for charity. Well, last time they weren't able to directly raise enough for Creator Clash 2 to directly go into charity. But of course, after this announcement of Creator Clash 3, the next real venture Idubbbz did was create the very ill-advised content cop and content deputy on H3, his former friend, Ethan Klein. We all know.
I was not even aware of the content deputy he did. I was not even aware of this. What the hell did he do in this one? All I knew about was the content cop, which we laughed at on stream. We saw some of the content cop and we just laughed at how fucking stupid and hypocritical all of them were because, of course, Ian jumped on Hassan's boat along with jumping on Hassan's dick and went all in on that shit. And got completely dragged for it, as is just. Did he okay, Idubbbz, I may have skipped one of those videos about the content deputy. I may not have watched his video on that one, so I was unaware of it.
How that went, it backfired horribly, but interestingly enough, in the content deputy, Idubbbz made a statement that I think is very ironic. He pointed to Ethan Klein and his wife Ela and said, the internet's going to decide who's to blame for the failure of this event if it does happen, and they're going to point the finger at you. He's highlighting.
Okay. What? Oh my god, is he seriously going to try and scapegoat Ethan? Is he seriously going to try and scapegoat Ethan if his Creator Clash fails? Ethan, who is in no way involved with this, and to my understanding, Ethan has not said fuck all about the Creator Clash. To my knowledge, Ethan has not said one fucking word about it, has not said boycott this or go to it. He hasn't said either. And he's going to try and blame Ethan on Creator Clash failing? Holy fucking delusional, Batman. That is just, that is like child grade of it's your fault that I failed. This is like school child 5-year-old shit here. Good God, every single one of these fucksticks are all basically reverting to child. Where it's no longer return to monkey or return to crab. It's return to child with these idiots. All right, let me hear the excuses that this guy's spewing out of his mouth.
At you.
He's highlighting this post that equates Creator Clash to a crypto rug pull. He's saying the event.
I want to see that. Hang on. Harley dropped out 48 plus hours ago. Lena dropped out 24 plus hours ago. Website is unchanged. No announcement on socials. And Anissa is active on socials talking about going on vacation. Ticket sales are still open with no announcements. Is Creator Clash just Ian and Anissa's version of a crypto rug pull? Oops. I mean, we've seen, like, before he put this post out, we saw how bad it was. We absolutely saw how bad the Creator Clash was doing before before he put this video out. And, I mean, it's not a crypto rug pull because he's not going to be pocketing any of the money. But, I guess, who raises a good point, GBP? H3? I don't think he's pocketing the money because if he tried to pocket the money, this is too public. Especially when it's supposed to be for charity and people are highly critical of anything charity related these days. So, I don't think he would try to pocket it. But I think it's just flat out failing. Because basically, Ian did this to himself. He did. Ian did this to himself by putting up a content cop. And after realizing, okay, this was a fucking mistake, I should have delayed the content cop until the creator clash went through and was completed, and then done the content cop. Because he fucked up, he's not crying like a little child. That's what's happening here. He's crying like a little child because he fucked up and he doesn't want to admit it.
He's saying the event is going to be worse than TanaCon.
I know, Idubbbz.
Can't wait for them to blame us for their failed event. Don't worry, Hila. I'm not going to blame you guys for anything Creator Clash related. I know you're terrified of taking accountability for anything, so that will rest solely on my shoulders. But I can't speak for the...
Okay, little bitch boy. Like, cry some more. Seriously. You're gonna go whining and crying because Hila said, wait, where's her? Here we go. Hang on.
Can't wait for them to...
Here we go. Yeah. You're gonna whine and cry because Hila said can't wait for them to blame us for their failed event? Like, I'm sorry. From Hila and Ethan? Considering how Idubbbz, Hassan, and all the rest of them have outwardly attacked them, and how people within Hassan's sphere have actually gotten their communities to, like, literally attack Ethan in the real world with false CPS reports and mailing human skulls to their home in a not so very veiled threat. This is beyond mild and a justifiable thing, considering Idubbbz is blaming Ethan and Hila for fucking everything of his failures lately. So cry a little bit more, you little bitch. You fucked up. Take some goddamn accountability. Take your lumps. People are gonna rag on you. When you fuck up this spectacularly and this publicly, eat it. Eat a fucking dick. You fucked up. So eat your dicks and smile.
To blame us for their failed event. Don't worry, Hila. I'm not going to blame you guys for anything Creator Clash related. I know you're terrified of taking accountability for anything, so that will rest solely on my shoulders.
Lies. Lies. Fucking lies. Flat the fuck out. That is fucking a lie. Right there. You're bitching about it now. You're not so subtly pointing the finger at them. So you're full of shit, dude.
But I can't speak for the internet. The internet might actually blame you guys for it.
Yeah, those statements would age like
no.
absolute milk. So basically,
Here we
Idubbbz
go.
try to say the internet's going to look at the situation, the failure of Creator Clash 3, and they're going to point the finger at you, Ethan, and your wife as well.
Yeah.
And guess what?
There we go.
That's not what happened. Everyone right now, the majority of people are pointing the finger at Idubbbz and his wife for absolutely destroying this event with terrible PR thanks to the content cop, as well as many other inflammatory statements and also associations with people who are incredibly unlikable, including the cast of weirdos who are part of the content cop on H3. Those are the people...
Dude, you're absolutely right. His holier than thou fucking attitude that he just presented, because there's no better descriptor for it, that was fucking like... It gives him, when he does that, he exudes a very punchable face. When he does the, I am holier than thou, I am going to be the better person than you. he suddenly gets a rather punchable face when he does that, realistically speaking.
Of weirdos who are part of the content cop on H3. Those are the people being blamed, mainly Anissa and Ian. And this is an absolute disaster for them. And you can see this contributed to several of the people involved with Creator Clash 3 dropping out. And this was right after the content deputy, Harley Morenstein, one of the boxers on the main title card of this event, would say, "I'm not boxing." He would drop out. And he would clearly state on various podcasts that the main reason he dropped out is because Creator Clash 3 became a political event. A simple set of boxing matches between content creators became a proxy war for Israel versus Palestine. And that is directly the fault
not wrong.
of the content cop and also the people involved with the production.
And I also heard that Harley's... correct me if I'm wrong, chat. Like, didn't Harley say that he was getting paid less than LA Beast? And that's why he said, and in conjunction with all the shit going down, that's kind of why he went, "Fuck this shit, I'm out," and washed his hands of it. Because not only did it become insanely politically charged, but I thought Harley said he was getting paid less than LA Beast to fight in this. So, yeah, you made your bed, you made your bed, now shit in it.
Of that content cop. And you even have his opponent, LA Beast, saying, "I'm still boxing, but no drama in politics will be a part of that." So there is a very clear environment that's been created by Idubbbz and Anissa and the people they associate with involving this event. And of course, when they got the heat from all this, and two of their fighters
this
dropped
is what I was
out.
talking
It wasn't
about.
just Harley Morenstein, but also Lena Ayad, who's a part of the H3 podcast. Ian and Anissa just kind of dropped out, but not really. They stepped down as the creators and real owners of this event.
I'm not sure. I thought that Ren from Corridor was talking about dropping out too. Because I think we saw on stream several days ago, I think I pulled up, it was on a Rev video, where Sam and Ren and someone else were doing, like, their podcast, and Ren was talking about, like, why are we, Ian, like, hooks up with Hassan and starts getting political, and then all the creators, part of Creator Clash, are starting to catch strays. And it kind of sounded like... No, I am not cooling off. It kind of sounded like Ren might be looking to drop out too. I don't know if he's still a part of it or not, but it certainly sounded like he was prepared to drop out as well.
Dropped out, but not really. They stepped down as the creators and real owners of this event, and now they're just founders, whatever that means. Clearly, they still have some sort of a role, but they passed off the actual business venture to some of their business partners, and they're basically trying to take a back seat on this. And in his video talking about this, Idubbbz makes it clear that they want to be able to speak their minds on social media without worrying about damaging this event. Well, guess what? Too late, buddy. You already destroyed the...
Shit. Hang on. Bourbon, hang on. Okay. Boz, can you refund Bourbon back the points? And Bourbon, wait for... There's like a 10-minute timer on the hairstyles. Wait, once the hairstyle goes back to my long hair, then you can do the side ponytail. So, Mods, please refund those points back.
The PR of this event, that again, as they use as a shield, they say this is for charity. Well, you destroyed the PR of this, and you really hamstrung any chance of this producing any sort of profit that could be given away to charity. So that defense is absolutely ridiculous. But anyways, when this whole thing happened, when these two
here we go. This is what I saw. This is what I saw.
Down to a founding role, people wanted refunds as they are legally entitled. And unfortunately for them, there was a very small window provided by Creator Clash. Back then, you were basically given about 3 days till May 7th to try to get a refund. Well, guess what? As it'll turn out, and we'll get deeper in this in just a second, this seems very clearly illegal under Florida state law, where this event is supposed to be taking place. But anyways, that's pretty much where we were at going up until now. So since then, what has happened? Well, nothing. The event is 1 month away. And as you can see, they still haven't figured out a replacement for Morenstein. And also, they haven't had a replacement for the other fighter as well from the H3 podcast. Now, you look around, there's other names here, but there's one in particular that's very interesting, and that is Will Neff, another one of the boxers for this event. And of course, it's H3, it's Ethan Klein sharing this news, saying this: Hassan's best friend Will announces Creator Clash has been delayed indefinitely. Looks like I was right. And based on this clip, remember, this is someone who's a part of the event itself. He says
it works.
This event is indefinitely delayed.
I suppose it's out there in the...
Wait, did it switch by itself? Oh, fantastic. Okay, so it just, okay. I'm looking at my hair. It switched the side ponytail by itself. Fantastic. Okay, great. So your routine worked after all. Lovely.
Ether. But,
definitely delayed.
I suppose it's out there in the ether. But Creator Clash is delayed. Creator Clash is delayed to a date far in the future. For me, this is a huge bummer, not only because I was bringing out a bunch of my family, but I was losing weight at a lightning clip. I was losing weight at a fucking lightning clip.
So, of course, if this is true, this is a massive blow to an event that can't take any more hits. This is as bad as it could possibly be at this point. You'd be better off just canceling the event altogether.
At this point, I think they're going to have to. Realistically, right now, I think they're very swiftly getting into a position that the only tenable solution is to cancel and do full refunds. Because the fact that they did the bullshit, okay, we're going to give you 3 days to refund, and if you don't, well, sucks to be you. And you're going to, I imagine that people that did not make that window and were basically saw the message, we will not be able to accommodate refunds after the 3-day window, may have some that have the capability of it may have already gotten on the phone with their lawyers. It's that's a dummy in the background, Durahan. That's not a real person. It's just like probably who knows? Maybe it's a sex doll. I don't know, but it's a dummy in the background. Then they're gonna. I think right now the only viable solution for them is going to be canceling and issuing full refunds, because this entire event is tarnished. It is tarnished. They are not going to be making any form of. They will not get into the black financially at all. They will 100% stay in the red, probably worse than Creator Clash 2. And, you know, if they're not issuing refunds for the people that were not fast enough to get a refund, it's lawsuit time. That will be a class action fucking lawsuit. I guarantee you. Someone will initiate a lawsuit and basically put out a post saying, I'm initiating a class action lawsuit against Creator Clash for refusing to issue refunds as required by Florida state law. Who wants it? And you're going to have a lot of fucking people jumping in going, hell yeah, we're there. And it will become very rapidly, if it is not already forming, a class action lawsuit that will basically end Creator Clash 3 if it is not already being ended by the people behind the scenes. It's done. The fact is, Creator Clash 3 is done. They need to just get it over with, rip the Band-Aid off, shut it down, issue refunds to everybody, and basically just throw it all in the trash. And put the blame exactly where it lies, on Ian. Because he decided to turn this into a political event by jumping on Hassan's dick and going all in that sphere. He's only got himself to blame. Take your fucking lumps like a man and just give all the money back.
And what reason does this guy have to lie? Apparently he's...
That's about right. That's about right. Yeah.
In good relations with Idubbbz, and also he is a participant in the event. Basically, the best case scenario for Creator Clash 3 is that he is lying and that he's just basically creating bad PR for the event and giving people the impression that it's been delayed once again, and of course that causes more demands for refunds. That is the best case scenario. The worst case scenario is this is true, the event is delayed, and more people are going to be asking for refunds, and guess what? That's exactly what they're doing. Seeing this possible delay, people are reaching out for more refunds, but this is allegedly what they're receiving from Creator Clash, saying refunds were honored for purchasers who reached out immediately following the update in schedule. No further requests will be honored.
Here comes the class action.
Interesting. I think Florida state law has a very big conflict with these statements, and that is something pointed out on the Creator Clash subreddit, which is annihilating everyone involved with this event. This is one of the highest rated.
Oh, fuck. On Creator Clash's own goddamn Reddit, this got posted. Not the cops. This is not criminal, Idubbbz. The police will not be involved. This is civil. Let's be clear about this. If they refuse to issue refunds, they are not criminally liable. They are civilly liable. So this will all be handled in civil courts, not criminal court.
Rated posts over the past couple of days. In fact, every post is negative about this event, mainly asking for refunds. This person says legally Creator Clash must honor refunds
it's not fraud,
for the event,
Idubbbz.
citing this Florida statute. And I am inclined to agree with this person. I don't think you have to be a legal mastermind to understand this very clear statute on these sorts of events, right? They say, upon postponement, substitution of either participant or cancellation of the main event or the entire program of matches, ding, 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 the second Harley Morenstein dropped out, the promoter shall refund the full purchase price of a ticket to each person presenting a ticket for a refund within 30 days after the scheduled date of the event. Within 10 days after the expiration of the 30-day period, the promoter shall pay all unclaimed ticket receipts to the commission. And there's some more rules about the commission and how long they have to hold on to these refunds. But anyways, so the emails being sent to the people requesting refunds are making it clear this was a first come, first served basis, and basically they cut it off about 3 weeks ago. That's not what this says. This makes it very clear. Let me line this up with the events. The second, one of the main events, one of the people involved that steps down when Harley Morenstein dropped out, that's when the clock starts. That's when you can start asking for a refund. Then you have all the way until the event takes place. And then you have another 30 days after that to demand a refund. They have to give you a refund.
Idubbbz, they don't even need microscopes. That's the funny part. They don't even need microscopes for this. It's like someone literally posted the statute in black and white on Creator Clash's own subreddit. It is as blatantly blazing as the fucking sun. You would literally have to be blind to not see this. And it's so the lawyers are not coming equipped with microscopes. The lawyers are coming equipped with checkbooks, saying, "Start cutting us checks because we're about to get money." Because this is how this is going to end if they don't just flat out shut it down and refund everyone. That's how it's going to end. Oh no, and it was not even that. It's not necessary. With a case such as this, it's not necessary to crawl up their ass with microscopes and toothpick and tweezers to find every little. No, it's literally simple and blatant. That's the crazy thing. This could not be more simple and more blatant if they tried. They substituted they substituted a participant working, and actually they're substituting multiple participants, and it clearly states you can get a refund up to 30 days after the event takes place. And the fact that the creator clash is now delayed, that means that that clock is going to tick even further. They're fucked either way. These guys fucked themselves 6 ways to Sunday.
During that period, we're about 1 month away from the event, and then there's another month after that, and that's if it's not delayed. So right now, everyone asking for a refund, based on my understanding of this statute, should be getting a refund, like no questions asked.
Yes,
and
they
of
should.
Course, this event is in Florida, and you have people involved with this who are in Florida. Like, I don't understand.
Duran, no, I disagree. If this ends up being a class action lawsuit, the police will not enforce the judgment. They will not. What will end up happening is if the judgment is against Content Clash, it would probably be, there will probably be, if Creator Clash did not issue refunds to everybody who asks it, they wouldn't use the cops, but they would go after, the courts would basically go after Creator Clash financially. I'm not sure what methodology they would use. The first thing that came to my mind was garnishing, but I don't think that wouldn't be the tool they use. I'm not sure what tool they would use to facilitate getting the money. But they would get the money. And, if they refuse the court order, then if they refuse the court order to pay it back, and I'm sure the court would give them a couple chances to do it, then they might be, you'd be looking into possible seizure of assets, or then you might be looking at jail time, possibly for like contempt of court if Creator Class refused to refund the money back. So this statute, I think, in and of itself does not carry criminal charges. However, if they don't comply with the court order, that I think could probably be construed as contempt, and then you could be looking at jail time. It's kind of like it's similar to the civil cases of child support, where one party does not pay child support, and they end up going to jail for that. I'm pretty sure the jail time, I think, is under the auspice of contempt of court if one party does not pay child support, and then after a while they get caught. I believe that may be done under the auspice of contempt. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that may be the way they go about jailing people who are ordered to issue financial compensation of some form, and they don't do it. The jail time may come from that. Oh, does child support have a criminal component in most cases, Kaiba? Okay, I'm not familiar with it, so I was being speculative there.
In this case, it would be interesting to see how Idubbbz and Anissa stepping down to a founding role will affect their culpability here, but clearly, like, they should be sweating about this.
I've heard about people doing that
because they were so tightly involved with this for such a long time, and they're still involved. So it's very clear based on this, the denial of refunds is wrong. It's not the right move, and I don't understand why they're doing this to themselves.
Sorry, Rev, I must answer my chat's questions. RPX, there's a very simple answer. Because so many people are asking for refunds that they will be so deeply in the red, they will not be able to pay anything. If they honored all the refunds to everybody right now, and the Creator Clash actually went through, they would not be able to pay for the venue. They would not be able to pay for any of the fighters. They damn sure wouldn't be giving any money to charity, and they would end up owing hundreds of thousands of dollars to these multiple sources. And so they're desperately trying to retain any dime they can. Because I'm guessing they've probably been inundated by people. That's why they had a 3-day window. They're like, okay, we'll sneak in this 3-day window and we'll post something about it like we should, and then we're gonna hope that nobody sees it. And after the 3-day window, if people try to get a refund, we'll say, no, sorry, you missed your window. So they can try and keep as much money as possible. Too bad it don't work that way. Too bad people like Rev and God knows how many other YouTubers who report on this thing are basically shining a giant fucking spotlight on it. You done fucked up, basically. Idubbbz and everybody involved with Creator Clash 3 fucked up, and they're screwed now.
And to make matters even worse, they're still selling tickets. Yes, there's this potential delay, but they're still selling tickets.
Oh my
so
God.
Someone's lying here.
Yep.
Someone's doing this wrong. But either way, wouldn't you think if this Will Neff guy is lying, wouldn't they immediately come out and say, no,
You would
the
think.
event's still on? Well, of course, that's been met with crickets, but you can see.
Good question, RPX.
This is
Good
the
question.
ticket master for this event. The blue is availability. And don't be deceived. This outer ring here with the majority of seats, that's actually empty. They closed this off because they couldn't get any sales. In fact, if you hover over this,
Yep.
the 4 tickets that are there, those are people asking for refunds who bought these a long time ago before it was shut down. And now you see all these other areas, like right here. This is like primo ringside seats right here. Pretty much half empty. And look at the prices for this. How about a $220 ticket? Let's go roll back. How about a $600?
Jesus fuck! Almost $600 for that seat? Are you fucking kidding me? Do they think the what they got put Taylor Swift in the fucking ring? Holy shit! God damn! How the fuck are they gonna try and charge that amount for those seats? That is fucking insane.
Ticket. Let's get closer. How about an $800 ticket?
Jesus!
That's the prices they're demanding for this. They are so cooked. It's unbelievable. But going back to the related subreddit on this, you can see there's a lot going on here. People are not very happy, but those posting about this event in any sort of related subreddit, like Idubbbz's subreddit, they're getting banned for saying anything about this.
Oh.
You can see someone banned for being in another subreddit saying about Creator Clash. Creator Clash 3 was just delayed. How come no one's posting about this? And then that person, of course, would be hit with a permaban.
Oh.
And the reason is brigading from Red Bar. And then you can see,
What the fuck is Red Bar? Chat, I'm unfamiliar with Red Bar. Can someone please educate me on what Red Bar is? Because I am fucking clueless about this. Is it maybe another subreddit? It's possible. I don't fucking know. I've never heard of it before, so I have no clue.
brigading from Red Bar. And then you can see, don't let the Jomas tell you to touch grass. They are monitoring every mention of themselves. The Idubbbz sub is crazy. Got banned for a single comment mildly critical of the H3H3 content cop.
Yep.
I got banned for criticizing his Cart Narcs video, LMFAO. I've been waiting for an excuse to talk about this video because it drives me crazy.
What?
About a year ago, Idubbbz made this video called Cart Narcs, Idubbbz Complaints. We're talking about a channel called Cart Narcs, who, as their name implies, they go around and follow people at grocery stores who don't put their carts back. They approach them, ask them why they didn't do it, and they call them lazy bones for not doing it. And personally speaking, I think this is a pretty good litmus test of the kind of person you are, a pretty good indication of your character. Will you put the cart back when no one's looking? I'm just saying, right? But clearly, Idubbbz was triggered by this channel to the point where he makes a 16-minute rant going after this channel, which clearly went really well since it has more dislikes than likes. And I love this section. I can't get over how insane this is. He goes on a rant for almost 2 minutes, crying about the use of the term lazy bones and how damaging it is.
The first topic I want to cover with the cart marks is the insult of lazy bones.
You're very tired right now, and that's causing an error in your judgment, lazy bones?
Being
a better person and not be so lazy bones. What we do is we narc out people who are being big old lazy bones and not taking their carts back. You're being a lazy bone.
And I do have a handicap, actually.
Is your disability lazy bonesitis?
There's a lot of people who say, like, yeah, this ain't so bad. The cart narc, he's hitting people with the white people insults. What's so wrong with that? It's like, dude, if someone called you lazy bones, would you not feel fucking awful? Especially if you're being lazy? That shit is like a...
Oh, my fucking God. This cannot be real. This cannot be fucking real. He cannot be... There's no way he's genuine about this. He cannot be this fucking butthurt over someone calling another person lazy bones.
As someone whose bones are lazy, I feel attacked by Idubbbz and his vomit.
This can't be fucking real. I'm sorry. I am having a very hard time believing that this rant he's making is real. That he's actually offended by the word lazy bones. Like, the way he's talking about this, he's almost, it almost sounds like he's equating it to, like, racism. This motherfucker right here is the very definition of first world problems. Absolutely. He is the ultimate definition of first world fucking problems. He is, at least at the time that he made this, apparently, he's acting like a rich fucktard who has to get offended because someone uses the gauche term of lazy bones. Like, I'm sorry, how much more childish and first worldly can you get? Like, Idubbbz, you're broadcasting your fucking privilege right now. This right now, this bitching and moaning that you're doing in this video, you are goddamn broadcasting your fucking privilege through a goddamn megaphone. It is pathetic, my guy. Absolutely pathetic.
Feel fucking awful, especially if you're being lazy. That shit is like a level 9 white people insult. Those hurt. It's in that weird area of like, you're not being like
If you get so emotionally devastated by getting called lazy bones that you have to actually make a video about it and go on a 2-minute fucking rant, don't go outside. Do not leave your house or your apartment. Stay in your little bubble. Do not go outside. You have just showcased that you are not capable of functioning in society. If the word lazy bones triggers you so fucking much, turn off the computer. Turn off the internet. Never leave your fucking home. And just sit in your home as a hermit. Because you cannot function in society. If you get triggered so goddamn easily, you cannot operate in society. You will just become a neurotic fucking mess that will probably have a heart attack or a stroke or something and die. Because if someone says something like, oh, you whippersnapper. Imagine if someone called him a whippersnapper. He'd have a fucking coronary and just like collapse on the spot just by someone calling him a whippersnapper at this point. Like, seriously, dude. Shut the fuck up. Idubbbz, just shut the fuck up. You are embarrassing yourself. Even though this video came out a year ago, it's still going to fucking haunt you, as we can clearly see. Just shut your fucking up. You went away for a while. Take this as a fucking sign that when you went away, that was probably the best thing you could possibly do. Get the fuck off the internet. You obviously can't handle this. You do not have a mature enough brain to be able to deal with modern society. Just fucking stop. That's all I'm saying. Fucking stop.
Barbaric, you're not calling someone an asshole and flipping them off. Fuck you, asshole! It's like when you see someone doing that, almost like violent and aggravated, you almost feel bad because it's like, ooh, you don't have control of what's going on here. I think one of the worst insults that I've ever received in my life was a white person insult, and it was just a really well-placed, no shit, Sherlock. Like, if someone hits you with a no shit Sherlock at the right moment in time, you can't recover from that.
Yeah.
Sorry, what? This can't be fucking real. This cannot be fucking real. He cannot handle someone hitting him with a no shit Sherlock. This cannot be fucking serious. Particularly when there is a perfect fucking... Okay, Idubbbz, if you're so fucking triggered by someone saying to you, no shit, Sherlock, guess what? Idubbbz, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. Okay? I know that everybody knows about this, but apparently it's been kept secret from you for, like, your entire fucking life. So I'm gonna let you in on this little secret, okay? You ready? Idubbbz, you listening? You listening? Listen really close. This is very, very important. Your life may depend upon this, okay? If someone hits you with a no shit Sherlock, you can respond by saying, keep digging, Watson. Brain blast. Seriously, dude. You need to stop. If you are being genuine about this, if you are Idubbbz, if you're being genuine about this, about getting triggered by something like no shit Sherlock, you need to stop. Get off the internet, stop making content. Clearly you can't handle this. Clearly your delicate sensibilities cannot handle it. Go lay down on your fainting couch, clutch your pearls, and say, I can't do this right now. I'm getting the vapors. Because clearly you're an 1800 Southern belle trapped in a man-child's body. Just admit to it. You'll feel better if you just admit to it, okay? Please.
Yeah, guess who doesn't put his cart back when no one's looking? This guy right here. But yeah, thanks again to Idubbbz for his discovery of empathy. The guy who used to say,
yes,
it's
Llama,
all
but not
okay
for
or
those
none
reasons.
of it's okay when it comes to offensive jokes about people's races, who's now saying none of it's okay except against white people. What a transformation.
Wait. What did he just say?
He used to say, it's all okay or none of it's okay when it comes to offensive jokes about people's races, who's now saying none of it's okay except against white people. What a transformation. I'm so glad his empathy meter continues to fill to this day. What a guy. What a great video. But anyways, going back to the Creator Clash subreddit, this person says, imagine distancing yourself from your own event just to have the encumbered luxury of arguing on Twitter. And that's exactly what Ian and Nisa are doing. They're just arguing more on Twitter. But looking at Creator Clash,
because of course they are.
If you want to say they're detached, they have no responsibility. Creator Clash.
Yeah, and they're arguing on. There's a reason why Ian and his wife are arguing on Twitter. Because anytime someone actually puts them in their place, they can just block them. Twitter for them is their own insulated little fucking bubble where they can actually filter out the people that will call them on their shit and just be inundated with the simps that just say, oh, you're so wonderful. Oh, slay king. Oh, slay queen. We'll bob on your knob all day long. Absolutely. Like, that's why he's arguing on Twitter. Because he can control the narratives that approach him.
Creator Clash, even if you want to say they're detached, they have no responsibility. Creator Clash isn't doing or saying anything. Their most recent post was the announcement that Ian and Anissa were dropping out of the event, or at least they were going down to a founding role. And this is their pinned tweet from February. It's not updated. It even has Harley Morenstein in it. He's not even in the event anymore, and he hasn't been for a month. They have been radio silent on social media. You have one of the main title card participants who dropped out on your main promotional post.
That could legally be problematic.
This is crazy. And then you look at Idubbbz, right? What has he been up to? His last post was saying this about Ethan Klein.
Okay.
He wants that incel
we saw
audience
this.
bad, where he's again trying to infer.
And of course, chat. He so graciously included the keyword there. That means the entire sentence should be discarded and ignored as word vomit and has absolutely no meaning. So nice of him to include the keyword, so we know nothing he says means anything. How kind of him. Very kind of him.
That Ethan Klein, the married man with children, is an incel or trying to appeal to incels, especially after sharing that Ian lost his virginity to Anissa, which, by the way, again, losing your virginity to the person you end up marrying is typically admirable, but in their case, they have weaponized the term incel to attack people, including married people with children, and it makes them very big hypocrites. Now,
and I'm going to repeat, Ethan is not doing himself favors by doing this clapping, by clapping back at Ian about this. Unfortunately, if Ethan wanted to basically promote himself as being the bigger person, he wouldn't be getting into this fucking, Twitter, Instagram, or whatever social media war where he's throwing this shit around. I would have a great deal more respect. I have no issues with Ethan. I don't watch any of his content. I don't, so I've not really delved into the levels of his content or how he presents himself or anything like that. This is not doing him any favors. This is, by doing this shit, it's lowering Ethan to Idubbbz' level by doing this petty bullshit on social media. If Ethan wanted to actually be the better person, he wouldn't do any of this shit. Because it reduces his, I'll call it, social standing. It's, he could, if he'd left all this shit alone and just let Idubbbz basically sink himself and he just sat back and didn't do anything, I think people would have a great deal more respect for Ethan if he just sat back, didn't do anything. No, and Desert, I fully appreciate that. Ethan has had moments where he's had to speak up. I fully appreciate that. That's not what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about doing this shit where he was doing this interview with this guy we saw the clip for, and he had to post this in it. And this doesn't look positively on Ethan to do this. It's, Ethan's not a great, I don't think Ethan is a bastion of, truth or reporting or content creating or, I don't put him on any kind of a pedestal. But I do think, especially with the debate that he had with Hassan, he definitely had a one-up on Hassan for that debate. But doing petty bullshit like this lowers him. It's bringing him down to Idubbbz' level. And Ethan, I don't know if you watch my silly little stream. But I'm going to tell you, Ethan, don't do it. You will get such big W's if you just let these people sink themselves and you just sit back and let them. And you don't do this schoolyard bullshit clapback. Literally, follow the lessons of Nietzsche. Never interrupt an opponent when they're making a fool of themselves. Heed that advice. Let them talk. Let them spew their bullshit. If you want to make a correction, okay, so-and-so said this, That's wrong. Here's the facts. I'm cool with that. This stuff right here, just don't. It doesn't look favorably upon you. Or it could have been Sun Tzu. I could be mixing up my two, I could be mixing up my two tacticians.
Now, what's Anissa up to? Well, pretty much more of the same. This was her subtweet, very clear subtweet, about people, including Will Neff, sharing that this event was delayed, where she basically says, get a life, leave us alone, which is a great response, by the way, 10 out of 10. And on top of that, there's a recent podcast on their Patreon. I'm not going to play it because I guess it's paywalled technically, and that's where things get a little hairy. It should be fair use anyways, but I don't trust YouTube. But to sum up a part that Anissa said, she basically said they did such a great job creating and promoting this event, and she doesn't even believe that it's in better hands now. She's not sure if the event is in better hands now.
And yet they handed it
How
off.
is anyone still buying tickets, dude? It's actually crazy. How is anyone in good faith buying these tickets? What a mistake. And also, work through your payment processors if you have paid for a ticket and you're trying to get it back and they're not giving you a refund. I think a lot of people are going to be raising lawsuits over this because it's very clear what's going on in Florida in terms of refunds for events like this. But if they want to keep this up, I don't know. At best, this event is delayed. I don't know. This whole thing is a disaster.
I think the event is dead.
And people like Idubbbz and his wife Anissa, they are the main culprits for this entire event imploding. An event that probably shouldn't have happened anyways, based on the results of Creator Clash 2. But anyways, that's going to do it for this video. As always, feel free to share your thoughts about today's topics in the comment section down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.
The event needs to go away. The event should be canceled. It absolutely should be canceled. They're going to be in the whole, if they try and push the event through, they're going to be paying hundreds of thousands of dollars out of pocket. They will. There's no way they're getting out of this without paying through the nose because they will not sold fuck all for tickets. They need to just cancel it and refund everything back to people that bought tickets. And then they are still going to eat costs that they have already had, like there was probably money put down to reserve the arena or something like that. They're going to be on the hook for some money. There's no getting through that. They will be on the hook for less if they just cancel it. Now, honestly, Victor, at this point, it's not even with Idubbbz having a connection to it. The Idubbbz having a connection is null and void at this point. They basically killed any momentum that they might have had for this when they, changed the headliner, when the headliner dropped out and said, fuck this shit, I'm out, and it came out that he was being paid less than his opponent. And number two, they pulled this bullshit with the refunds. Whether or not Ian was involved in the decision behind that, I do not know. But regardless, whoever made the decision about the refunds thing, it's about the Creator Clash itself. It's not strictly about Idubbbz. Idubbbz did not help. Idubbbz set the dominoes in motion for it failing. But now the entire event just has one giant shit stigma on it. Nobody's going to want to go to this. And the moment word gets out that a class action lawsuit is being formed on Creator Clash for this, they're fucking done. They need to just get ahead of this, cancel Creator Clash, refund everybody, eat the costs that they've already incurred, and say, we're done, no more Creator Clash. This is the end, no more.